Multiple reports in the last few days vindicate that Manchester United have got a serious interest in a young left-back by the name of Tyrell Malacia. Now, when this news broke 72 hours ago or so, I didn't know a lot about him, but I do have access to a couple of tools that enabled me to get a good indication of what the player's about very, very quickly, and one of those is Y-Scout. It enables me to look at all sorts of different aspects of his game, see his attacking positioning, his defensive positioning, his on-the-ball play, his passing, his tackling, literally every single aspect of his game, and go and watch a couple of 90-minute games as well. But the good thing about when you're trying to scout one player, and this platform's literally built for that sort of thing, not an advert for these. Jesus, I wish they did sponsor me. But one of the things that using WeScout does is it means instead of having to watch 90 minutes and just see what he does when he's not involved, you can focus it just to when he's involved in the game. Now, what I will say is, I'm in. Supposedly the transfer fee is somewhere in the region of 20 million. Expect maybe a 10-20% lift on that just because it's Manchester United, but hopefully if you did get somebody that can actually negotiate a transfer in, maybe we can make that a little bit more sensible. He's at Feyenoord and is a product of their academy system, and he made his senior debut all the way back in 2017 and has since amassed 132 first-team appearances, making his debut at just 17, which was actually in the Champions League against Napoli. Now, in the Eredivisie this season, he's played 31 games, got 1 goal and 4 assists. And now, considering the involvement of fullbacks, a lot of people are going to be a bit miffed at the 4 assist thing. But I've just watched how many chances he's created, and oh my God, do Feyenoord need to look at getting some forwards. He's been putting this on a plate and people have been shanking it. I actually think that in a team that's got some good forwards, he's getting a lot more assists and maybe even more goals as well. And that 1 goal, absolute rocket, by the way. 85% pass accuracy, 1.1 key pass per 90, 8 big chances created, which shows you there, 8 big chances created, only 4 assists. Someone's ballsing this up. 1.6 successful dribbles per 90, 2.7 tackles per 90, 1.1 interception per 90. Now, fullback by trade, lines up on the left-hand side. They play, Arne Slot plays a 4-2-3-1 system, bags of skill, gets further forward, lives in the opposition half, and can be used a little bit further forward. In fact, he was when he made his Holland debut in a World Cup qualifier against Montenegro back in September. His main attribute, people are saying speed, and I think he's quick, but I'm not sure I necessarily agree. I think it's his quality. But speed is something that he definitely relies on. His positioning and reading of the game is very good. I would say that defensively he's great. He has the correct run, really good timing of when to go to ground. Not necessarily just the all-tackle sort of machine that Wan-Bissaka is, but I'm talking like a good guidance and a good steering on players. Isn't completely polished, and certainly isn't the completely polished thing in the final third going forward, but he mixes it up, and I like the fact that he mixes it up. And he is great defensively. So I think with him being so young and him having... This is the difference between him and Wan-Bissaka, by the way, because people are like, oh, Wan-Bissaka wasn't polished. No, Wan-Bissaka wasn't anything in the final third. I think with Malacia, he's actually creating a lot of opportunities in the final third. I just think he's a bit raw with it, and it can definitely improve on that. He's tenacious, he's rugged, he's aggressive. He's quite compact, but he's got like a solid frame about him. Real low centre of gravity, so when he drives forward with the ball, he's like a bit of a bulldog with it. And only Ajax have conceded less goals than Feyenoord domestically, and I actually think that Malacia is a large part of that. This season he's won more tackles than any other left-back in the league, which I think is something, isn't it? At the price that's being spoken about, I actually think this is a transfer that makes a lot of sense. We wanted to see someone that Ten Hag wants to come in with, and like I said, there's some pretty well-respected outlets over in Holland that are bringing this one forward and saying, oh, this interest is legit, you better watch out for it. I think he would be, even if he was back up while he learned his trade a little bit, I think he'd be a very, very, very sound investment for United to make. I'm going to say he reminds me of Patrice Evra. If you think back to how Patrice Evra ran in between the boxes, how he dribbled. But one thing I'll say he's got that Patrice Evra never had. Patrice Evra never really had a switch of play. Patrice Evra never had that 30-yard pass in behind for the opposite winger, the right winger, to run onto. Malacia's got that. He can cross it from deep, your Trent cross, your Alexander-Arnold cross, if you like. He can hit the byline and pull one back. I've seen him come straight to the D, almost from like a number 8 kind of position, and play a through ball through, which obviously someone shanked because Feyenoord's forwards are gash. I've seen a range of passing and a range of ability out of him here, and I've got to be honest, I'm impressed. At this sort of price, this is the sort of quality player that I think United needs to be bringing in. Eredivisie is not England. It's a technical league where you're allowed to do technical things in. And that's why I think if he's coming in as a backup and to learn his trade, I'm not sure who's learning his trade off, but if he's coming into developing that, I actually think this would be a really good option for us. And I think there's a tenacity about him. And again, that reminds me of Evra a little bit, where I think, do you know what? If he enjoys the tackle and he enjoys fucking smashing someone, the Premier League could really suit him. And like Patrice, if he falls in love with a club, he could end up being a cult hero. But yeah, go and have a watch of him yourself and tell me if you agree or if you disagree. There's a very much a Patrice Evra. Is it his height? Is it his sort of like solid kind of stance? I'm not sure what it is, but there's a dribble when he's running with the ball. Fucking hell, it's like watching Evra again. And I'll tell you what, if he was half as good as Evra, he's a fucking upgrade on everything that we've got at the moment, isn't he? But let me know in the comments what you think. I actually fucking back this one. And I think if you could get him in and Spence for the other side, I think you've got some players who could displace whoever's in the starting 11 for United and start putting pressure on them. And I think that's important. Check him out. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.